I want to say something about the electoral process. When we listen to people speak, basically what we're doing is we're having a one-sided interview. Technically, we're hiring these people and we have to make a choice. So with that said, we have to look at qualifications and not the personality. It's just like uh, somebody that's really high up on the ladder that's running a big corporate organization. You seldom hear from them, and when you do, it's usually something you don't like. 90% of the time. Because they're not necessarily super communicators until they, have to give a speech about something. And it's scripted. But their primary job is to keep that corporation afloat, make it work smoothly, know how to handle people and make the whole machine work. It takes a machine of people to make a big corporation work, just like it does in the United States. President Trump is an awesome businessman. And he's not a politician, which is a plus for me. And he's exactly what we need. We need somebody that is smart enough with finances to get us out of this crap we're in right now. I know that Kamala Harris, with her soothsayings and her ideology of, saying, I'm going to make this better, I'm going to make that better, but she don't have a plan whatsoever. And what little bit of ideology that she has put out there as far as how she's going to do something is completely backwards. You don't start attacking the companies that we have here in the U.S. You support the companies that we have. You don't overtax them, because that trickles down to us. Plus, she's going to double down, raise the taxes on the middle class people, and then turn right around, give a little bit of money back to make herself look good, even if she does that. But we are about $4 trillion in debt. That money's got to come from somewhere, and it's got to come quick. She slipped up and said something about 60 or 70% taxes if it's what it took. Who do you think she's going to tax? It's going to be the working man. Corporations, she won't raise the taxes on, and I'll say this, and I say that for a reason. It's because, number one, all they got to do is pick their stuff up and move. That's what causes companies to move to places like Mexico and overseas. That's the wrong way to handle it. But as far as Trump is concerned, Yes, he does have a temper. Of course, I mean, if I had been treated like Trump, I would be angry too. I will be frustrated. But here's the thing. This is not about personality. And it certainly is not about Kamala Harris's romper room personality. I mean, it just hurts me to hear her talk, and it blows my mind that anybody would believe what she has to say. Trump is right on the same page and then some of what he done for us before. We was on the right track. We was moving towards complete energy independence. That's where our money is actually saved at. When we are energy independent, the price of gas and all fuels and all energy goes down. When that goes down, the products that are shipped, trucked, by railroad, by plane, however transported, is done cheaper because the energy is cheaper. Therefore, the prices go back down. Our prices went up when Biden killed all the pipelines and killed, 40,000 jobs. I mean, you do not have to be a rocket scientist to know these things. Oh God, I just cannot believe that people are ignorant enough to vote for Kamala Harris. It's because she's blowing sunshine up everybody's tail. I mean, I know some people, all they do is they sit at home and they watch ABC News 24/7. And that's all the information they get. Let me tell you something. You ain't getting the truth. You are getting a side of the truth that is feeding a narrative that will destroy the United States. And we are on the pinnacle of a war like we've never seen before. And if we continue in this pattern, in this the way that we are right now, the way we're handling the United States, the way we're handling relations, I can tell you right now, we will go to war. And it will be a costly, deadly, and could be very devastating for the United States and the families. If you got families, or family members, I should say, that are in the armed forces, just think about this. Okay, we know that we're going to war if Kamala Harris was to win this election. You might as well count it. Do you want your family member to be involved in a nasty war like what we will be? Russia, Korea, China. Well, maybe not China, but that's they've got us surrounded basically. They've already invaded the United States because of the open border, and there's sleeping cells all over the United States. I mean, it's obvious. The protest. There's a reason why these things get out of control. You have people that go in, they feel strongly about something, they go out on the streets, they hold signs, have their little jingles they do, and the next thing you know, it turns violent. And the reason it turns violent is one of the extremists, or many extremists, get involved in it, throw a bottle, set off firecrackers, grenades, whatever, and they get it started. Because they make it look like the protesters done it, and the law enforcement has no choice but to not retaliate, but to de-escalate the situation, and sometimes it takes force to do so. The Democrats know that. I mean, that's what they done when Trump was in office. They started all these skirmishes all over the United States. Burning the cities down, taking all these statues, all this stuff. And why were they doing it? Some of the people were getting paid, and some were extremists that was brought here for that purpose. Because they knew that they had enough Democrats to say, hey, wait, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't bring the National Guard in, you can't do stuff like that. And in a lot of cases, Trump's hands were tied. And Trump seems to me like the president that he doesn't want to sign executive orders. He'd rather do it in a partisan way. But in some cases, he was left with no choice. Biden, on the other hand, he signed quite a few. And the reason he signed quite a few is there's no way that his proposals would have went by in a partisan way. And the reason it wouldn't have is they know that that was padding politicians' pockets, and it was taken from us. It didn't go where they proposed for it to go. We all know this. This is common knowledge now. So when you go to the polls, think about these things. You know, do you want to keep getting ripped off? Do you want to go to war? Do you want to continue getting lied to? And think about this. When it comes time for somebody to stand toe to toe with Putin, do you think Kamala Harris is going to do it?